Prince Andrew calls on Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi for help after winning battle against King Charles. Prince Andrew is calling on Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi to give Royal Lodge a makeover after winning his battle with King Charles to be allowed to stay in the property, sources have claimed. Edoardo, an interior design expert married to Princess Beatrice, is said to be advising the Duke of York on modernising the sprawling 30-room property. The 40-year-old has been seen regularly visiting Royal Lodge in recent weeks, while a skip was spotted outside the front of the property towards the end of the summer. It comes as Prince Andrew faces calls to reveal the funding sources enabling his stay at Royal Lodge. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. The King stopped paying his brother's £3 million a year security bill last month and urged him to move into more modest accommodation, as part of a row dubbed the Siege of Royal Lodge. But Andrew has now been allowed to stay at the home in Windsor Great Park after convincing palace officials that he has secured enough funds to support himself. Recent pictures appear to show some of Royal Lodge's outhouses in a state of disrepair, with large patches of paint peeling off the walls. The interiors are said to be cluttered with novelty teapots collected by Andrew's ex-wife Sarah Ferguson and gifts received by the Duke of York when he was a working royal. One source told the Mail, they are redecorating somewhere that they can sit in and stay in the guest parts. Edoardo has a daughter named Sienna with Beatrice, and an older son named Wolfie from a previous relationship with American architect Dara Huang. The property developer has a passion for home design. He founded Banda, an interior design company, in 2007, which helps wealthy business tycoons redesign their homes. The firm, which has 65 employees in London, has projects in New Delhi, Milan, the Alps, Louisiana, and the Hamptons. A mixture of modern and traditional, his company's designs often combine marble with wood and contemporary lighting. Edoardo and Beatrice, who are expecting their second child together, have recently refurbished their Oxfordshire country house and installed grand new entrance gates. The property developer has also helped his mother Nikki, married to sculptor David Williams Ellis, redevelop her country home in Oxfordshire. Prince Andrew faces losing everything but the kitchen sink in Royal Lodge expense row. The ongoing debate over Prince Andrew's occupancy of the Royal Lodge at Windsor continues to stir controversy, with a royal expert forecasting further troubles for the sidelined prince. On the Palace Confidential podcast, Robert Hardman, who penned a biography on King Charles, has suggested that even if Prince Andrew manages to retain the Royal Lodge, it might prove to be a hollow triumph. He said, "The king is very conscious that, the lodge, is not entirely in his gift. It's a Crown Estate property, and the Crown Estate ultimately answers to the government. The king can't evict him, and wouldn't want to anyway." However, Robert notes that although Prince Andrew has reportedly gathered the funds necessary to remain at the lodge, doubts linger over the Duke of York's ability to maintain it properly, potentially leading to a new dilemma. Robert added, "The royal collection, which owns quite a lot of the treasures inside there, may say, well, we can't be confident that this place is safe anymore, and they'll start taking the paintings and some of the furniture away." The Express reports that he emphasized that Prince Andrew's entitlement to stay in the Grade II listed residence, estimated to be worth around £30 million, is highly debatable. He said, "That's a house that has always belonged to someone who performs public duties on behalf of the nation. It always was when George VI lived there, when Queen Mother lived there, and Prince Andrew to begin with. He was performing public duties and therefore there was an obligation by the state to look after that property, to make sure it was secure. Now, Andrew has got no public life, no prospect of a public life, and I think that does bring into question what he's still doing in a place that was a home for many years of a sovereign." In his book, Robert reveals that Prince Andrew's financial resources are somewhat unclear. Citing a palace insider, he notes, he claims to have found other sources of income related to his contacts in international trade, sufficient to cover all his costs, which would be a welcome outcome for all parties if that turns out to be the case. But as to whether this funding can be relied upon in the long term is another matter. Robert believes that remaining in the 30-room mansion has become a point of pride for Andrew. "Someone said to me the other day, 'He's got nothing else,'" he added. "He's got no public life. He has no public role. And he's clearly devoted to this home, and he likes being there. So, if he can make it work, he's going to try." Prince Andrew faces £250,000 repairs at aging Royal Lodge to avoid serious structural damage. Prince Andrew has been under increased pressure to vacate Royal Lodge, the £30 million royal residence he occupies with his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. The father of Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie has reportedly been asked to leave the property by his brother, King Charles, after neglecting to pay for its £500,000 annual upkeep costs. Photos of the property show the royal residence's paintwork peeling with black mold growing on the exterior. Hello. Spoke exclusively to Terry Fisher of We Buy Any Home, who weighed in on the crumbling property and how much the Duke of York could be facing in restoration costs. Royal Lodge appears to be showing visible signs of aging, including peeling paint, mold on exterior bricks, and likely underlying damp or poor insulation. These issues point to postponed maintenance that could lead to more serious structural damage if not addressed soon, explained Terry. The property expert explained that Royal Lodge would likely need urgent repairs including brick repointing, waterproof treatments, repainting, and even structural reinforcement if there is widespread water damage, a project that could cost Prince Andrew upwards of £250,000 due to its need for specialised historical restoration. Prince Andrew's future at Royal Lodge home. One thing could still seal his eviction. Prince Andrew's fall from public favour has been well documented, with his reported determination to stay at his Royal Lodge home in Windsor being the latest bone of contention. In line with King Charles' plans to downsize the monarchy, the Duke of York was offered a move from his mansion to the more compact Frogmore Cottage, recently refurbished by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond previously offered a view on Andrew and the King's dilemma, saying that Andrew should accept his brother's sensible offer and move to a property he can afford. As the row continues to simmer away, Terry Fisher, chief executive of We Buy Any Home, spoke to OK about Andrew's future at Royal Lodge. On whether Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie would ever be able to inherit the home from their father, Terry said, "Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything."